You are multitudinous. How is Chi-Town? So Rob went to school here. I went to school here. Bob Singer spent many years here. Eugenie Ross Lemming went to school here. Chicago is sort of at the heart and soul of much of Supernatural. There's a small and insignificant contingency that is represented by a Texas, whatever, but no, that's a tangent more than anything. Does anyone here attend Northwestern? Okay, no. University of Chicago? Literally none. Was that applause? Yes? Who's the UFCer? I went to the University of Chicago, and so did Eugenie. Oh, hi. How are you? Are you currently enrolled? No. Long time ago. When did you go there? Yeah. 95? Holy shit, you're old. That's when you started? Yeah. You graduated then. My God, you're even older than I thought. You look great for someone that old, yeah. You work or worked? Still don't know what you said. Worked. 2 syllables. I should have graduated in 96, so we were there at the same time. We may be friends and not even know it. Be honest, do you remember me? No, huh? I'm gonna get a closer look at you just to see if I remember you. Oh my God, yes, I remember you. How could you forget me? Actually, you do look familiar. What did you major in?
Finance.
Finance? You don't look familiar. Nice to meet you. See you again, see you again. Okay. Wow, it's so good to be here. I love you too. I just had a chat on the phone with my daughter. Yeah, it's frustrating because you can't understand a word that she says. She's 3 and she tries to talk on the phone with a pacifier in her mouth. Mason, take the pacifier out. What? I don't understand what you're saying. Dad, Bobby said a bad word. Bobby is her imaginary friend.
Is it arrow okay?
Bobby said a bad word. Bobby said fuck. So I choked her and killed her. Direct quote. Verbatim. So cute. Bobby said a bad word. Oh, sweetie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I choked her and I killed her. I mean, it's, Bobby's gonna have to learn somehow. Would you like to add? We have a sort of tradition here for those of you who are new to Supernatural conventions. What we do is we have a great long line of people line up on the left of the room, and a great long line on the right. It's my left and my right, and only the first 3 people on either side get to ask questions. Why do you get in line if you're at the back of the line? They're crazy.
Hope springs eternal.
Do you have, where does the hope actually die in the line? There's gotta be a point past which you know you're never going to get it. So hope dies at right here at the Young Castiel. So this is the hopeless. Is there anybody who still has hope that's back there? Raise your hand. Oh, so you're in the wrong part of the line. Anyway, I don't know why we have this tradition, but we do. People stand up, but nothing happens for them. You, however, you probably are filled brimming with hope right now. Maybe a little excitement, anticipation, fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about any of those things?
Can I just ask
How long? When did you start lining up? Thursday? How do you get to the front of the line? This is like pulling back the curtain for me because I don't know how all of this process goes so that you get into the line.
Like 2 hours ago, I was going to decide to sit down over there.
You started lining up 2 hours ago. Yeah. Does anyone ever faint in line?
Not yet.
You're about to. The girl who is the beginning of hopelessness is about to faint. But you do have a question.
Yeah.
Great. That's a step in the right direction.
Okay, I was wondering if anyone from the Supernatural cast could do a Stonehenge Apocalypse sequel with you. Who would you choose it to be?
And it has to be somebody from Supernatural cast?
You can pick anyone.
Oh, okay. Then Martha Stewart. What am I? What'd you say? I'm dead in Stonehenge Apocalypse, so it would have to be the prequel.
Prequel.
Yeah, which I think it's due for, by the way. I don't know why.
I agree.
I don't know why they're waiting so long to do the prequel trilogy to Stonehenge Apocalypse. What's that? 7 more? Okay. You're feeling faint, you're beginning of hopelessness, and you were up until 3? Really? I'm not impressed. I was shooting at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I went, that's right. Oh no, it's not porn, it was Supernatural. No, actually, we were just running through the woods scene. Not sexy at all. Then there was a man. I told this in my meet and greet already, so meet and greet people, cover your ears so you don't have to hear the same story twice. I got on the plane and I thought I'm at least going to get a tiny bit of sleep on the plane, and I reclined the seat. They say you're not allowed to. I don't know why this rule is on planes that you can't put your seat back until you've taken off. It seems, what is the harm that's going to happen if you recline your seat before taking off? Does anyone know? We're going to die? Safety? Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Because in case the plane crashes and you're comfortable, I don't know what the safety implication is. Do you really?
Slide out from under the seatbelt.
You slide out from under the seatbelt. Great. That's a good point. Not valid, but good point. So anyway, as soon as the nose of the plane starts lifting up, I do the recline, and the guy behind me goes, and I was like, that didn't just happen, did it? You don't do that to another, like a grown-up doesn't do that to a grown-up, do they? And then I pretended, I told myself, well, he's doing that because maybe we're not at 10,000 feet or some, altitude where it's permissible to recline and be comfortable. And then I reclined again, and he pushed it up again, and I turned around like, what is going on? And he said, he was an older gentleman, very kind of surly seeming, and he said, your seat is poking me right in the tummy. And he said, tummy, and I didn't know what to do. I was completely powerless to fight back because he had employed the term tummy. It was just so weird that I just had to not sleep for the rest of the night. But anyway, enough about you. No, I'm just kidding. So did I inadequately answer your question?
I said Martha Stewart.
I said Martha's great. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know.
So, you're my idol, and I love you. And I wanted to know who were your idols when you were younger.
Suddenly the entire audience turned into an angry mob. How are you, asshole? Because I'm afraid of large groups of people. I don't know. I think I had little fragments of idols when I was growing up. Like my uncle could skip rocks really well, so I wanted to be like him in that department. And I am really good at skipping rocks now. Let's see. I don't know. I think I lived in too much of a isolated childhood to actually have any idols. I think my mom was for me in some respects. Or I certainly sought to emulate her in a lot of ways. She broke a lot of rules, and I thought that was pretty great. She definitely sort of stuck to a certain set of principles that she had, and she didn't allow herself to be pulled away from them, even if it meant tremendous inconvenience. Like, she was determined not to have a shitty job. And I actually really admired that about her, even though it meant that we didn't have a house at all. Like, we lived in a tent for portions of my childhood, and we had no money at all. But it always felt like, yeah, but that's fine, because at least mom doesn't have a shitty job that she doesn't like. And I'm not saying like that, I really do admire that, you know? She would say things to me like, you know, you don't have to go to school. Which I also really think is an awesome point. You know, only if it's right for you. So she was definitely not confined by the bounds of social norms, and I think I liked that a lot. And I think it helped me as a kid to feel like anything was possible. And also, you know, I got good at like starting campfires and stuff. There were other side perks of it as well. Yeah. Okay. That sounded like a politician's answer, but I thought, my mother is my role model. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. If you could make a new word and put it in the dictionary, what would it be and what would it mean?
Well, I tried to do that already, and it was abnosum. It was abnormal and awesome combined. It turns out it's actually kind of a cumbersome word that I kind of wish I had come up with another one though. So, I don't know. There are instances in history of people setting out to get a word in a dictionary and succeeding. And I can't remember. I think...
Stephen Colbert!
What?
Stephen Colbert! Truthiness!
Isn't quiz that one of those words?
Yes.
Anyone know?
Yes.
Yes, quiz, I think. That wasn't an etymology lesson. I don't know really what the genesis of the term quiz is, but
He's
quiz,
correct.
I would invent quiz.
He's correct. Someone made that up.
Thank you.
Someone to get a word in the dictionary.
Hi.
Hi, so
you're really loved and everything, what is it like having such an amazing fan base and everything? What is it like?
What is it like having an amazing fan base? Isn't that a bit of a self-congratulatory question? Who's your prettiest friend? Quick question. So we're awesome. You are awesome. That's true. You're very self-aware in knowing that this film is awesome. I think it's an incredibly, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like winning the lottery, you know? It's an amazing community. It's interesting for me because it's not, like I've never been a part of any kind of fandom, and it's not something that I would ordinarily gravitate to, so it's a completely new social environment, social experience for me, and I love it in many, many ways. I feel like it's remarkable to watch strangers be so lovely and caring toward one another. Like there's an intense degree of support that I see going on in the fandom. Fans taking care of one another in a way that I think is incredibly unusual for like a community that there's no organization to it, there's no hierarchy, and yet people are really taking care of each other. It also feels like, from my vantage point, an amazing group of potential collaborators. Like, I actually feel like if we collectively set our sights on something, we could move mountains. We could do really amazing things, and that's a really exciting, very thing, and there's lots of, you know, I mean, for me, I have done that in an interplay with the fandom, you know, around charity with Random Acts, and we've built an orphanage, we're building a school in Nicaragua, and that's an amazing thing to be able to do with a group of strangers. And, you know, I've also embarked on Gishwiz, which is a remarkable celebration of weirdness and art and pushing up boundaries, and we've broken, you know, 8, I think, Guinness World Records with it. And the exciting thing to me is that all that stuff feels like it's just scratching the surface. There could be orders of magnitude more magnificent things that we could do together. And it's also, for me, kind of on a personal level, very humbling. Like, I hear people come up and say things like, to all of the cast, all of us here, you know, we look up to you, or the show has, for some reason, helped carry me through a dark time in my life. And it definitely, when I feel like I'm at a crossroads where I'm about to make a bad decision, or where I'm being lazy or inconsiderate, I think there are people that want you to be a better person, be a better role model, and it makes me try to be a little bit better person. So there's a lot of good stuff about this film.
Okay, so you get a lot of fan mail, and I was just wondering, hypothetically of course, if I were to send you an elephant, where would you hide it?
We have a big props lockup at Supernatural where we put all the props. There's like giant stuffed animals and neon signs and beds and things like that. I would probably tuck it in there for a while and see if anyone complained. Do you have an elephant that you're trying to unload?
A small drawing of an elephant.
Oh, that's much easier to handle.
Yeah, but I was wondering if you'd like an actual elephant.
Well, I would love an actual elephant. I'm not sure it's legal or whatever, but big deal. It would be hard to explain to Warner Brothers. Guys, just be cool with it. It's only going to be here for a few years. Great question, though. Thank you for asking. Hi.
Hi. Since you already know like some of the stuff that's happened on Supernatural, is there any other character that you would like to be other than Castiel?
Well, yes. I would love to. Gosh, there's lots of characters I'd love to play. I think I'd love to play Lucifer at some point. That would be fun. I think that Mark Pellegrino did such a great job with that character. That'd be a lot of fun to play. Yeah. You? What would your favorite character to play be?
Are you having the same moment with
Probably
me?
you.
Good answer.
Hi. So on Wednesday, it was Back to the Future Day.
Yes.
I suspected.
And
I'm glad to have it
imagine
confirmed.
that Doc Brown, he shows up at your house and he takes you 15 years into the future, it's 2030, and West, he's a grown-up, and you find out he's married to Northwest, our great president, Kanye. He says,
His name is now West.
he tells you that the only
You're
reason
painting a portrait of a very apocalyptic future.
the reason he let your son marry his daughter is because he made him change his last name to hers. So my question is, what would be the first thing you'd say to your son, West?
Normally, I don't like the hypothetical questions, but I kind of think that you have really hit upon actually a question that a lot of people have been wondering. What? Don't introduce them. Yeah, I should be very careful about that. I don't know. I'd probably try to see if he could hook me up with a ride on Air Force One. It'd be pretty awesome. I would be sucking up to my son, who is now the son-in-law of the president. He could really do a lot for me. Now, but he's married at a remarkably young age, huh? How long have they been married at this point?
A long time.
I mean,
In the future, it's
how many
different.
years in the future were we?
15 years.
15 years. So he's married at 20, but he's been married for a long time. Which means, when you say a long time, I'm thinking probably more than a couple of years, which means I would have had to grant parental consent for him to get married, right? I mean, you're following me?
Yeah.
So would I really do that? To my, 13-year-old son? And would I pimp him out to the president's daughter? How long has Kanye's term been at this point? Has he been re-elected already?
Everybody dropped out in 2016 and he became the president.
He became president in 2016 and changed the Constitution so that he could continue to be president for 4 terms? Shit. Man, thank God my kids are also Canadian citizens. We can maybe head this whole thing off and move north of the border. That was a super weird experience. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Misha. My name is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
So Jared has his Always Keep Fighting campaign, and you have Random Acts. And I've noticed that recently Random Acts has been doing some more in support of mental health, which is really great. As someone with a mental illness who also works in mental health, I can attest to how comforting hearing words of support from the people we look up to and we love can really be. Sometimes it's 3 in the morning and you can't call somebody, and all you can do is pull up that clip on YouTube and watch it over and over again to just stay here. So my question is, if you could look out into this audience right now and say something to those people who are fighting to stay here, what would you say?
That is heavy. That is heavy shit, you know? Shit just got so real, especially after the West-West question.
You are the mental health professional. What should I say? I feel like you say the wrong thing in this context, things could go really badly. There's a quote that I really love that I refrain sometimes, which is, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And I think that that is mostly true. Although I think that there are a lot of times when it feels like suffering is not within our control. And I don't know, I think that there's a lot of people out there in this community, again, that really support one another, and that there is a safety net of love and care available, and it's just barely at arm's reach. So I hope that people know that there's a lot of people that they can reach out to. One of the things that we're trying to do right now with Random Acts is we're working with To Write Love on Her Arms, and we're trying to build a network where people can call in at any hour, and there will be somebody there. Actually, it's going to be an online interface. It will be sort of the first phase, but there'll be people who are trained and able to respond to crisis situations, and so hopefully that'll be helpful. But yeah, thank you.
So I'm from Tahiti. I flew all the way from Tahiti to get here, and I'm so happy to be here. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are glad that you're here as well. Tahiti, holy smokes! Stop it, you mob mentality people. Is this your first time? Have you been to the lower 48 before?
No.
No? What do you think of it? It's so tiny and quaint here in Chicago, isn't it?
Yeah. Ashley.
Yeah, tiny.
No, not tiny.
No, I was joking. Chicago is so big.
I've never been to Tahiti.
You haven't?
I have not. What? It's a magical place. Have you been to many other countries?
Nah.
No? Where have you been in the world?
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
That's very different from Tahiti. Yes. I was in Palau. Do you know where Palau is? It's in Micronesia.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit past your neighborhood. That's where my son was conceived. I don't know how it happened. It's a very beautiful part of the world. I also took, for some reason, a photo of a starfish tied to my crotch, which I think was a little bit ill-conceived. I already did. Also, it wasn't a great idea. So I feel like we've strayed, though, from the original point of your question.
My original question was, why did you your test in flip-flops?
What is my what?
Your test in flip-flops. I knew you were going to ask that. What is my taste in flip-flops? I have a pair of flip-flops that are AstroTurf flip-flops. So it looks like I'm walking on a little piece of grass. They're pretty great. What is your taste in flip-flops? Simple ones, I guess.
You like the simple flip-flop? I really didn't expect to be talking about this. I feel like I didn't adequately prepare for this conversation. What are you wearing right now on your feet? Boots. Did you buy those boots for this trip, or did you have them already?
They're my mom's.
They're your mom's boots from when she came to America many years ago.
No, she ordered them online.
She ordered them online?
Yeah.
Where does she do most of her shopping? Amazon is big in Tahiti, isn't it? Do you have Amazon Prime in Tahiti? No, that must be frustrating.